You can really hear what's going on here. All she keeps saying is how this new man treats her so well, how happy she is now, and how things are finally different. But when someone talks that much about how good they've got it, you start to wonder what's really happening behind the scenes. And now, one of the women who was supposedly involved with Easy the Block Captain has decided to bring some serious receipts to Tasha K. And this time, it's hard to deny what's right there in front of us. These screenshots aren't fake or photoshopped. You can clearly see the messages. One of them, dated November 26th, says, "Does he know you're going to cheat on him with me or no?" Then she follows up with, "Does Remy know you're going to cheat on her with me?" And his response, just a laughing emoji. No denial, no explanation, just laughing it off like it's all a joke. Then she says, "Stop playing. What's your sign?" That's how people in Philly talk. She's basically flirting. Then he says he's a Leo and she teases him saying, "I hate you. You love me. Stop the cap." Now maybe to some people, this just looks like harmless flirting. But come on, you can clearly see what's happening. This isn't innocent. This is emotional cheating, if not more. The man is out here playing games while acting like he's in love with Remy Ma. Imagine that. The same guy she's been defending and praising all over the place. It's embarrassing. Let's be honest, have you seen this dude? His teeth alone could scare a whole neighborhood. He's got that kind of mouth that looks like it could chew through a chain link fence. I'm not trying to be mean, but if he grins too wide, he might cause property damage. And yet, this man is out here talking to other women while his girl, a famous one at that, is out here vouching for him, paying for his lifestyle, and defending him against the world. Now this woman who exposed him had no reason to lie. She showed the receipts, and they speak for themselves.
When he realized that a regular nigga that can rap, but just not the way we do it. By the way, he makes $50,000 per battle, has about 5-6 battles a year, so he makes at least $250,000 a year. You understand? Great credit score. I never seen a person with a credit score like this in my life, like the richest people that I've been around. But anyway, unlike some people who beg me to add their name to one of my properties and I have a on it because they don't pay their taxes. He couldn't believe and couldn't fathom why him. So while he's sitting there, she was saying, "Why Hitman? Why Goods?" Why you lying? Why you lying? You was devastated that a regular work for sanitation, got a pension plan, got a 401k, that happens to rap, was able to overcome your manipulation, was able to treat me nice. Not just because the camera's on, not just because people are watching, but because he genuinely felt like that. Not because I was paying his bills, not because I was taking care of his kids. And none of that. None of that. And then after I created my Battle League Chrome 23, I hope to make another Battle League that's popping. He signed himself to, he literally that day signed himself to Slit Your Wrist Records and dropped a single the same day.
And this brings us to something bigger, a lesson a lot of people, especially in relationships, don't want to face. When your foundation is built on lies, cheating, and disrespect, it doesn't matter how much love you claim to have. The relationship is doomed. That's exactly what's happening here. Remy Ma has been out here acting like she's living her best life with Easy the Block Captain. But how can that be true when the man is in other women's inboxes, talking slick and making jokes about cheating? This is what happens when you get with someone who mirrors your worst qualities. She cheated before, he's cheating now. It's just the same cycle repeating itself. And you know what? I've seen this play out in real life too. Back in the day, I used to be the same way, always in some drama, always around people who weren't good for me. My life felt stuck, like I couldn't move forward. I was hanging out with people who were going nowhere, and I didn't even realize that I was one of them. It took me a while to admit that I was the problem too. I was lazy, inconsistent, blaming others instead of looking at myself. One day I finally said, enough. I had to stop living messy, stop complaining, and start doing better. Because when you act like a mess, you attract messy people. That's exactly what's going on here. Remy Ma and Easy the Block Captain are two people cut from the same cloth, full of ego, pride, and a whole lot of bad choices. And when you put two unstable people together, you get chaos. Remy Ma keeps saying, "He treats me better than anyone ever did." Maybe that's true for now. But how long does that last when you both live with that kind of energy? When you're constantly lying, sneaking, and pretending, it eventually comes crashing down. You can't build happiness on top of betrayal. Let's look at Easy the Block Captain for a second. The man is literally getting everything handed to him. Remy helped him with his career, his image, even his living situation. She's paying for stuff, boosting his name, and trying to make him look legit. But behind closed doors, he's entertaining other women like nothing's wrong. It's the classic story. Someone gets a little fame, a little attention, and suddenly they forget who helped them get there. And Remy Ma isn't innocent either. She's been in messy situations before. She knows what it's like to betray and be betrayed. So deep down, she probably knows this relationship was never solid. But she's holding on because it looks good, because she doesn't want to admit she made another mistake. That's what pride does to people. It keeps them in situations they should have left a long time ago. You ever notice how people who lie and cheat always end up surrounded by the same kind of people? That's how life works. If you're dishonest, you attract dishonest folks. If you're selfish, you meet more selfish people. It's like karma has a way of giving you a mirror. You keep running into versions of yourself until you change. Let me give you an example. I once knew a guy who ran a small restaurant. He talked a big game, bragging about how successful he was. But in reality, the place was falling apart. The food was bad, the service was worse, and the place looked like it hadn't been cleaned since the 90s. The man had 5 businesses, all failing, and he still acted like everything was fine. He blamed everyone else, the staff, the suppliers, even the customers, but never looked in the mirror. Eventually, it got so bad that even his suppliers stopped dealing with him. They wouldn't send him anything on credit because he never paid his bills. His reputation was trash, but he still walked around acting like a boss. That's what happens when you live in denial. You start to believe your own lies, and eventually, everyone else stops believing in you. That's the same energy Easy the Block Captain has. He's living off Remy's name, off her money, and off her loyalty. But he's not giving the same in return. He's pretending everything's perfect while secretly doing the same dirt he accuses others of doing. And that's the problem. When you live fake, fake things fall apart. Remy Ma doesn't realize it yet, but this situation is going to blow up in her face. This man has already shown who he is. You can't fix a person who doesn't see anything wrong with their behavior. And when someone laughs off cheating accusations, that tells you everything. There's no respect there. There's no loyalty. There's just ego and opportunity. And honestly, I don't even feel bad for her anymore. She's grown. She's been through enough to know better. If she still chooses to deal with a man like this, that's on her. You can't save people who don't want to be saved. You can only watch them learn the hard way. So let this be a lesson for everyone watching. Stop chasing chaos and calling it love. Stop confusing attention with affection. When someone truly respects you, they won't have you out here looking foolish, no matter what. Love isn't about how loud someone says your name. It's about how they treat you when nobody's watching. Easy the Block Captain might be smiling now, but it won't last. These kinds of stories always end the same way. Once the hype fades, once the secrets come out, everyone sees the truth. And then what's left? A broken relationship, a few screenshots, and a whole lot of regret. Remy Ma might have thought she found something new, something better. But what she really found was a reflection of herself. A reminder that when you play dirty, you attract dirt. The same games you play with others eventually get played on you. So yeah, this whole situation is messy. But maybe it needed to happen. Maybe it's the wake-up call both of them need. Because until they start being real with themselves, they'll keep ending up in the same drama, over and over again. In the end, this isn't about who's right or wrong. It's about choices. And both of them chose this. They built this mess together, and now they have to live with it. Because when you spend your life clapping for the wrong people, one day you realize, you are only making noise, not progress.